Well, welcome back everybody to another video of NerdTots where we're going to do cooking with the tots. And today we're going to try to do a crunch wrap burger. Basically, I was contemplating about doing this a while now and kind of solidified it when I just went to Vegas and I had a Bobby Flay nacho burger, which all it was in essence a burger with some nachos, like a blue tortilla nacho and a queso sauce on top. And I've been craving some Taco Bell, and I love the Crunchwrap Supreme. Now, mind you, I've never made a Crunchwrap before, so I'm probably gonna burn a few tortillas. But I am just gonna throw this together and let's see how this goes. So if you're watching us for the first time, thank you for joining. Hopefully I don't burn nothing down. Other than that, let's get to this. If you're tuning in and you have something to say, hit it in the chat. As always, be loving to see it. First, what I'm going to start with is a pico de gallo, and yep, that's what I want. Got me a nice little onion. Actually, a big boy onion. This is just under 2 pounds, I want to say. And I love onions, and I'm gonna be making one for my mom as well. So this is gonna be. I'm not gonna use the whole thing, but I'm gonna use a fair amount of onions. And so I'm gonna just put the rest back there because I will be cleaning up later. And I don't need this outer layer of skin. Am I wasteful? Yes. I own that. Could I be cleaner and neater? 100%. But I dig it nonetheless. And if you're new and you're wondering what kind of knife I'm using, answer is simple. Stop by a Dollar Tree and grab yourself a knife. I have a knife sharpener, so I just took this cheap Dollar Tree knife, spent a few minutes with my sharpener, and now this is low-key my favorite knife. Does the trick for me every time. All right. By the way, I know this is a little bit later than what I usually do for my videos. Usually I do my videos around noonish or earlier afternoon. I don't know. That's not true. Sometimes I do it around 4 or 5. What's up, Nuff said? How's it going? You just caught me right when I was talking to myself. Which, as I always say, my pop used to say is okay as long as you don't answer back. I'm gonna grab a couple jalapenos. 2 jalapenos should be right. Yeah. Actually, no. My mom's gonna have some of this. I'm gonna do 1 jalapeno. Let's do this. I don't need all that. Take that. Now, for those who don't know, and this should be like a golden rule for anybody working with hot peppers, if you really want something to be spicy, you keep that inner meat and those seeds, especially the seeds. Especially the seeds. But if you're trying to cut down on, you still want that heat, but you don't want it to be as spicy as humanly possible, then you're going to gut out your pepper and don't use the seeds. Also, if you're chopping a pepper, like, well, any pepper really, because of the texture of the skin, I always cut from the inside out. Just happens to cut smoother and nicer. Now I'm dicing this down, not evenly. I'm not a professional chef, so don't expect even cuts. But I am dicing this down pretty nicely because I want this to be all throughout. Any spoonful I get, I want this to just be present. Oh, enough said. Did you get to see our karaoke stream Thursday night? On pretty much on everybody's channel except for mine. I was just being lazy. I had a gimbal and everything. I'm like, I'm not gonna use it. I'll probably use it for another trip. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, that's arguably a better deal. I have to agree. Sorry. And then here we go. By the way, sorry I can't send none your way for cooking. I would absolutely send some of these meals to you guys if I didn't think they would get destroyed or they wouldn't hold up in packing and shipping. One day I'll figure out a way. Let's see here. I think one tomato should be enough. Now, I personally am not a fan of the inner meat of a tomato. So I usually end up gutting the hell out of it. Hey, Mom. Well, you're just in time. I am literally prepping and making food here, Mom. I'm just taking out like the watery part of the tomato and gutting that. Just because I've never been a fan of that. Shouldn't take too long. I'm gonna make you the salmon one, okay? Okay. Uh, chance to watch the. Oh, you haven't had the chance to watch the sing along. Some people that were there were surprisingly really good singers. No surprise, I was not one of them. All right. This I don't mind being a little bit chunkier. There we go. Get some nice big chunks in there. I don't need that piece. There we go. Perfect. So, in case you're wondering what I'm making right now, it's just a quick pico de gallo. Everybody has their own little, added ingredients that they do to their pico de gallo. I just like to do onions, jalapeno, tomato, black pepper, some cilantro, which I gotta hit that one more time. And then you always make sure not the stems. At least I don't use the stems really. And take those off. And then here, some people like to tear this. I like to give it a nice little chop. And give it a couple more chops. You can tell when you're breaking it up, you'll get the smell of that cilantro. This might be a lot, but it's okay. My mom loves this stuff. Perfect. And then we're going to take this off. Because I might use that later for something else. All right. Now, before I forget, I got this dinky little lime. I say dinky because this thing has seen better days. We're going to cut in, or try to cut into this lime. There we go. And try not to use a garlic masher if you're trying to juice your lime. Actually get a lime squeezer. Just a word from the wise. There we go. Nice little healthy squeeze from full lime. Perfect. I don't need any more of that. And then I'm just going to let this stir pretty good. I don't care about being messy with it because I'm just a messy guy. Now, I will say, typically when I do these things, I like to make this in advance and let it sit overnight. Let those juices really get in there and marinate with each other. But I'm going to try doing these videos like, well, without prep time. Pretty much that's what I've been doing. So that will make a difference every time. All right. So that's going to be tossed. All right. So now that I got the pick of the guy, I'm not making the meat by hand or scratch. I believe it's okay to cheat because if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So I got meat somewhere. This is yep, it's beef. I have to look at it because my family has a tendency of not liking boxes in the freezer. So they'll take it that we buy, they'll take it outside the box if they leave it in the freezer, and then they'll put it in a Ziploc bag, but the bag is not labeled. So you got to be very conscious about what you grab and what you eat. For my mom, though, I don't have to worry about that. I got her some salmon, Philly cheese steak salmon burgers, which is just basically a salmon burger with some added ingredients like cheese and whatnot. So she's going to love this. My burger is just like a Walmart burger patty. So I could have actually spent and got like a really good beef burger. Probably should have for myself. But, you know, I do what I do. All right. Now, as far as putting it on the pan, I like to get the pan around medium. And I always like to get the pan a little bit preheated. That's my personal preference. That way I don't have to worry about like tossing it on a cold pan. And then there we go. I believe you should hear some kind of sizzle when you put it on the pan. Which if you can't hear it right now, I don't know if you can. I feel sorry for it because the sizzle is where it's at. Now that thing they say about putting a dimple in your burger, it's a real thing. You really do. Because every time you do it, otherwise it's just gonna blow up and get a little bit puffier and puffier. And then speaking of puffy, let's do this. So assembly shouldn't take too much longer to do. Just need to heat this bad boy up. I'm gonna go about that high. I was gonna put mustard on the burger, but then I realized I don't have no French mustard. I like this Dijon mustard. And like, nah, I'm gonna leave that off. Although that probably would have been fantastic. Hindsight. I'm being basic right now. It's pumpkin spice season. I'm going basic. All right. So what I'm doing here, which you probably can't see from the angle until I slide this over here. Here is where I'm going to toss my tortilla. So I am after I unplug my microphone, what I'm going to do is I am going to just dice up some garlic. And then I'm also going to make sure I flip my burger because by that time I'm done, my burger will be done. And then I'll get ready to start tossing into the pan. All right, let's get some garlic cloves. Now these are pickled garlics. And I figure these will be good instead of using the actual pickles, because I can use these to like kind of bring some acidity. You know what, man? I know some people that will challenge the idea of not putting a mustard on a burger. There are some people that live by the way of the mustard. They would say no to ketchup, hell yeah to mustard, and they would die by that rule. I can go without mustard on my burger, quite literally. I'm okay with it. And depending on the burger, I can go without any condiment. That's a testament to how it's cooked and the meat itself. And then, speaking of the meats, see, the burger patty is almost done already. The fish patty still has a little bit to go because it needs to cook a little bit longer. Let's see all that going. I knew I was forgetting something. Let's see here. Get rid of this. That. There we go. that out of the way. Then we'll take that. Thank you, Mom, for guest starring in today's episode of Crunchwrap Burgers. You know, I always wondered how they do those jokes, like why they do those jokes. Like, I got a fingernail in my food. And then you don't realize it until you start chopping a lot with a really, really sharp knife. I can understand now. Not that I have ever done it. I've never done it. But I understand. All right, there we go. There we go. Get that. Looking good. All right, now what I need is tortilla. Now I got this ramped up to about 225-ish. And I'm gonna take, I think I can make do with just 3 tortillas on this bad boy. All right, and then what I need is a weight. All right, I'm gonna weight that down. All right, and then we're gonna go up to, I'm gonna ramp that up a bit. So I'm gonna weight this down so we can get a little bit of pressure going on the tortilla wrap. And then since that's just about done for the burger, one last flip for that, just to give it light browning, not too much browning because it's a cheap Walmart burger. And yeah, that thing's gonna wither away. All right. So this is gonna be good. Now, you may ask yourself, okay, I understand the wrap. What makes this a crunch wrap? Well, that's where these bad boys come through. I'm not going to use, like, chips. I'm going to use these things, tostadas, corn tostadas. I'm sorry for the crinkling. But they're, like, the perfect size for a burger patty. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that tostada. It's pretty warm. I don't want to burn it. There we go. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm going to move this aside. All right. I'm going to take a tostada. And then I want to be real quick with this because it's about ready to flip. Oh, you want to be like that now. All right, there you go. All right, so now I'm going to take this bit of cheese. I want this on my tostada. I want my burger on top of that. I am going to take some bits of the garlic because I don't want to get mixed in with the pico de gallo. Then I'm going to take another bit of cheese because it's mozzarella and God knows we love the mozzarella. Put another crunch wrap there. I am going to take some of the pico de gallo, put that on top, that layer. And I don't really need the juice. And I want some of the cabbage on here. And this is where we can be a little bit messy. Don't burn yourself in that process. And then last, but certainly not least, we're going to take some old, oh no, my hand is slippery. Oh Lord. You want to do that to me now? All right, we're going to take that off because that is starting to burn. And then, come on. Why can't I find? There we go. When in doubt, you get yourself a can opener and you just work it in on the edges. But this, oh man, it's like the low-key lowest pop ever. But it pops, so I don't care. Then you get a nice dollop spoonful. We're going to put that all up there. We're not going to care if it gets a little bit messy in here because we're going to wrap that. But this is basically like liquid glue. Well, that's the idea anyways. All right. And then we're going to take this. We're going to fold. And I want to fold. And I want to fold. This is a lot. I probably could have got away with like 2 of these instead of doing all 3. But whatever. I'm going to fold. Fold. That's why this one's for me. And then we're going to take that. That's holding. All right. The next one I'm going to do is for my mom. So that one's going to hold up a lot better. All right. So since hers is about ready to go for there, let me do some pre-prep work for hers. We're going to take that. I know I'm going to have some cheese on that for her. For hers, I'll just put the garlic on the bottom. Because I know she doesn't mind, she likes the pickly taste. So that's going to be good. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put some cabbage on top of the bottom there. She likes to be very vegetarianish. She's not pescatarian, but she wishes she was, kind of thing. All right, and then let's see here. Take that. Yes. That off. Always turn off your equipment. You don't want to burn your place down. That's a rule. And yes, tortillas. Hit. 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 And practice it. She's gonna be the second time it's a charm. All right, so that's gonna be there. All right. It's kind of heavy, but it's gonna hold. So I'm happy with that. It's like a big boy. It's gonna hold. Over time, this will get better. But on that note, we got 1, 2. What I think I messed up on is I didn't go as deep into the pan as I did the first time I went too light into the pan. And by going deeper, I'm using up more of the surface area for the actual burger. Instead of having everything bulk up on the top on one side, it's going to be more evenly distributed, as it were. And I can feel the heat going in through here, so that's going to be okay. Now I'll find my center. I'm okay with that. And then, where's my, I'm going to take this. I'm going to toss this on top. Good. Now, one more piece of cheese for her. Very good. And then now one more Tostito Crunch. Tostada. I'm going to put that there. I'm not worried about breaking it, because once I wrap it, it's going to be together. Now, she is not big into the spice, so I'm going to look for like the tomato-y parts. And then here we go. There we go. Some pico de gallo. Because I know she doesn't like a lot of spice, I'm also going to hit her with some more of the cabbage to hopefully break that down a little bit more for her. Very good. All right, and then last but not least, some more queso sauce. And in case you're wondering what queso sauce I'm using, because I did not make this from scratch, the Tostitos medium salsa. It hits. It's just good. Plus, I didn't have the queso blanco salsa at the store at the time, so you work with what you got. All right. I have no idea if I gave her the same amount of salsa or more than me, but I think this will be enough for her. For her, I know she can't do more than medium, so this is going to be perfect for her, basically. All right, so we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here. Hold that. I want to wrap that up without breaking it. Actually, oop. Okay, I thought third time's going to be charm. It is, or second time is not the charm, but it's going to hold. And that's where I'm going to count. I'm going to count as it's holding. You know, like that scene from Old School with Vince Vaughn. He's on the rings. He's doing the gymnastics with the cigarette, and he's just like still holding. I think if you can make a meal and you can still hold, you've made a success. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself by the time I'm done this. All right. Now, let's just ramp that temperature up a little bit. I'm cheating a little bit. Putting a little bit of pressure. Getting a little bit more sear on that. At least this is what I'm telling myself. All right, and then I'm just keeping an eye on it because I do not want to break it, nor do I want to break the bowl. And then let's see here. Well, that's getting done there. I am going to do the whole video cooking YouTube thing and get ready to slice this burger. Yes. All right, I'm hearing a little bit of sizzle from there. I compressed it a little bit more. Haha. All right. I need a better spatula. Oh, that's looking good. And got a second plate. That's going to be hers. I'm secure with having the pink plate. I'm okay with this. I'm going to give her the blue plate. She'll get that blue plate special. Aha. That's why you always pay attention to what you're doing, because things will fall over. All right. good. And then that's gonna hold, I want to say, pretty well. All right. Didn't get the darkness that I wanted, but I feel like it's going to be solidified for her. For me, this, oddly enough, I complained about it, but the first fold was actually the best one, actually. So, way to go. Way to go for me. All right. Let's see if I can get in this bad boy properly. There's no proper way to cut through this, I would say. But, hey, let's clean that up just a smidge. All right. I think that's pretty decent. It's upside down. I should flip that. But here, I'll do 2 angles. So I think that's pretty decent. You got a burger in there. You got your little quesos. You got your sauce. You got your pickles. And then, because I am going to bite into this, I'm not making a third burger. I'm going to take a quick photo for anybody who's missed the video today. Usually I do this in the post because I'm usually not done cooking by the time I'm hitting this. And I probably should have took a photo before I cut into it, which I could do on my mom's. There we go. But the true test, can you eat it? All right, let's just go in like a sandwich. I think that works. The queso salsa does overpower a lot of flavors. The tostada soaks up all the juices from the burger and the pico de gallo, so it does soften. But using cabbage instead of lettuce does still give it a lot of crunch. And then the fact that the tortilla is pretty dense, you're actually, you don't miss the bun. And then I'm glad I used the pickled garlic because every now, Mom, you're next. I got you. That's yours. You'll be able to. It looks a lot bigger than it really is. All right. All right. Here, I got you. Don't need to cry. There we go. All right. There we go. And then let's see here. I'm going to flip yours just the same. And take a picture of that just to get that done out of the way. So yours is cooked thoroughly. And there you go.
Thank you.
It's, here, I wouldn't be able to like that with your hands. There you go. All right. So on that note, I still need some refining. What? Like it?
Yeah.
Okay, so she's liking it, which is good. There's some queso sauce Yeah, no, it's got the pico de gallo and queso in there. But it's got a lot of starch, so that'll counter it. On that note, it still needs some refining, but the basics are there. I'll probably revisit this another day. Maybe change up some ingredients. But she gave it a seal of approval, except for the hit of the spice that she's getting right now. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm going to cut this video short. I'll probably catch you on the next videos. Everyone, thank you so very much. Thank you, enough said, for joining. You all have a great one. As always, continue watching anime and expand your minds and just be excellent. Thank you. Bye. It's queso and jalapeno smell. It's queso and jalapeno.
Queso with what?
Jalapeno.
And jalapeno?
Yeah.
No, why did you put that in mine? Oh my god.
Because it's mixed with everything.